all areas, coming together, sort of sharing ideas, sharing the energy, but also saying to each other it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And also not having to get permission from people all the time to either be you, do what you want to do, say what you want to say, dress how you want to dress, you know what I mean? I just think if we give each other permission just to be, that's really important too. So our networks is so important.
Yeah. What challenges have you faced as a woman in technology?
Good question. And again, let's clarify again in terms of, you know, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer. I'm a business woman in a technology company.
Yeah.
And in a large technology company, right, that has a bunch of departments where you'll have departments where there are a lot of women in them. There might be the traditional ones like the marketing department and what have you. And then you may have other departments there's not many women. And then you have the issue of being a black woman in some of the areas as well. But to answer the question more specifically, my challenge is I think a worry for other women who may not have the confidence to be the only one in the room.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you know, there are times that I'm sitting there and it may just be I'm the only woman in the room or the only black woman in the room or one of only a few women in the room. And I don't always think that I hold my own very well.
Yeah.
And that's me, right? and so,
you got a point.
Right? That's me. So I worry about someone who's way more intelligent than me, way more, who has so much more potential than me. But that situation just being daunting.
Yeah.
And how the conversation and the needs to change to embrace that person who's not me and allow them to take their rightful place, be it in leadership, in a leadership role, in whatever department in a technology company. So I'm challenged because I don't know, I'd like to help more. But I feel in a technology company to help more, you have to have a certain position to do that.
Yeah.
Or not. Or maybe I just need to have a conversation with you and someone knows that they can get into a company if they want to. They just got to work hard. But for someone who sees that, it can be frustrating in terms of how can I help more. I think there's another aspect as well, which is the way that women speak, what we say and how we say it, just by the very nature of us being female.
Yeah.
I'm very conscious of the way I feel about certain things, and I listen to my instincts a lot, even in the business when I'm doing business. And that's kind of not always okay in that area, right? In the technology industry where it's really data driven and, you know, and really clear and concise and mathematical, you don't need someone just going, oh, that just doesn't feel right. However, what I'm saying could be just as important as the next person. How do I make sure that resonates? How do I make sure that resonates in a meeting? How do I make sure that my gut that we should do something one way or the other is heard as loudly as the person who's going to throw data?
Yeah.
And again, that's just an example of, again, part of this discussion in how do we speak as women? How are we listened to as women in these areas? And how people are trying to understand what that whole kind of diverse conversation is.
Yeah. So what are the solutions?
I see a lot of companies really trying hard.
Yeah.
Right. our company actually is trying very hard to have a diverse, a conversation about how diverse conversations could sound, right? But I do think that the size of companies can often make that transition very, very, very slow. You're going to hear it all the time, I'm sure, when you're having your interviews here about we're trying but it's slow, you know. I think that we still need women who are speaking the way that I've just articulated in higher positions, just for visibility, actually, or a means of ensuring women in any level of the corporate hierarchy gets visibility. Does that make sense? But somehow or other, you need to kind of break through this. I think there's a very thick sort of band of people who are still not quite understanding or not really appreciating some of this diverse conversation. I think somehow there has to be little sort of channels drilled through where everybody is being heard, really. You know, companies are trying. I think people like me just have to talk in different forums whenever you can. And I think women, not a woman's voice. And I also think actually that's really key. The network, women's networks are so important.
You've had such an amazing career. I myself look up to you. You've practiced law. You're now working in a technology firm, one of the biggest one, may I add. Do you have any regrets whatsoever with what you've done so far?
The regret question. Bang, bang, bang. As everybody moves closer to the camera. What's she going to say? Do I have any regrets? Oh, wow. You know, there's so many things I'm sure I could have done differently. I could have slept less when I was supposed to be studying.
I think that's pretty much everyone's
everybody's. No, if I was going to say anything, and I don't even know if I fixed it now, to be honest with you, I feel that earlier on in my career, I should have reached out and stayed connected to other black professional women who I liked and trusted. And I just feel that that would have eased my way when I was really second guessing myself, sort of losing confidence about some things. You just need someone who is ahead of you to tell you it's okay. Now, I love the fact that really we get that out of books, right? We get that out of reading autobiographies, we get that out of it. But there's something, it's not the same about, like, I want you to be able to pick up the phone to me anytime, just go, beep, what's going on, right? At the moment, I'd love to pick up the phone to someone now about certain things to just say, can I just run this by you? And just, am I thinking about this in the right way? I wish I had done that a little bit earlier on in my career. How
would that have helped you?
I think that I probably would have made quicker progression in my field. I think that I would have learnt the discipline of being a professional in a really high performing kind of best in class type company. I would have learned that discipline in a sort of less painful way. I mean, I'm confident anyway. But I do feel that areas where I may have lacked confidence, I probably would have been able to get some support. So it's not a regret in that I want to be able to be that person for anybody else who's coming up, however I may help. I also am happy that I've acknowledged it now in my career.
Yeah.
And so reach out accordingly. I think that's great.
And I remember when we were just speaking about what you think of success, you spoke about how you're always thinking of the next big thing that you're going to do. So my question to you is, who inspires you?
Oh, wow. That is a good question. And, you know, to be honest, it's going to sound like I'm going off on a tangent in the best way I usually do. But I went to a talk one time, and it was with Desmond Tutu.
Okay.
And he talked about how he was just, how he got through some of the things that happened in South Africa and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission work he did. And someone asked him kind of like, how did he get through that? Mm-hmm. And he did this talk, he smiled and laughed all the way through it. And he said that he just believed that people were essentially good.
Yeah.
All people were good, and then just stuff happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And it feels like that's a bit of a tangent, but in terms of who inspires me, I literally have that kind of same all-encompassing ability to drag lessons out of everybody and anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and sort of give you all the wonderful names of wonderful women that we know who have just been phenomenal out there. Mm-hmm. But I've got that ability to kind of absorb, and I make an effort to absorb the good, the messaging, the lessons from almost everybody that I meet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you are currently an inspiration to me.
Aww.
Yeah. In terms of, just your drive and what you're trying to achieve here and just doing it yourself. And, if I wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning, and I'm just like, see an email, I'm like, really? I could actually say, how would Alexina deal with this?
Yeah.
So it's that ability, the ability to get lessons from my children. My daughter is just amazing. She's a mini me, but she has this amazing focus that I never had when I was her age.
Yeah.
And I go and I speak to her about it. And then of course we've got the greats, we've got the sort of all the women out there who have achieved in the technology field, in the legal field, just everywhere. And so really I'll just take it all.
Yeah.
I get my inspiration from anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Really. If I have to name one particular person,
name one.
A person, and then I'm going to name one. I'm going to do it my way. Okay, so my dad's amazing.
Yeah.
He's funny, he's intelligent, he's brave.
Yeah.
I see love in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He has so much respect for his children.
Yeah.
When your father adores you.
Yeah.
And all of that is just so special for a child, and I just think he's great. He's just a real inspiration to me. And then, most importantly, there is a particular person,
dun, dun, dun,
not even a
dun.
person, a character, who is my ultimate, who I just think has a fantastic values, fantastic approach to life.
Okay.
And if I wake up in the morning and I'm never too sure, I think of this character and it's all gonna be okay. And that is Dory from Finding Nemo. So you've all got to go and watch Finding Nemo if you haven't watched it already. And you probably wanted a far more serious answer than that.
Why Dory?
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy you asked that. No, and guys, you need to take this in. Dory has such a fabulous approach to life. She has got an awful memory. She swims around in a fog most of the time, but she is essentially good. She's always got great intentions. She does not give up. She just keeps going. And I think because of her really, really bad memory, she's really attuned to herself.
Yeah.
Right? And she's really attuned to her instincts, and she may not remember something, but she can feel if something's not right, and she can feel that actually was she supposed to go left or go right, and she's like, well, I'm just gonna go this way.
Yeah.
And actually there are serious lessons to be learned.
Yeah.
Because we wake up every morning not being sure about stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes we don't have that perfect person, and sometimes we've only got our gut.
Yeah.
And that's from a professional perspective, that's from a personal perspective, that's just about who you are. And sometimes you just got to do a Dory and just go, I'll go that way.
Yeah.
And just keep swimming.
And keep swimming.
And just deal with whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
And I love that approach.
Yeah.
I love that approach.
How has that been used in your life?
That's just me. I think I am Dory. I think actually
You're the living, walking Dory.
I am a living, walking Dory.
And now for my favorite question of them all. What is your motto?
Do you know what? It's not fair actually, because I just know you're going to do a series with some really amazing women, and they're going to just like say really, really profound things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say my motto is just keep swimming. As Dory would say.
Yeah. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just going to keep going forward.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then the other one is there's always another way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always another way.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. You're such a wonderful character, a beautiful person inside and out.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that you're extremely busy, and thank you for giving us your time, my viewers your time. And we're exceptionally lucky to have had your wisdom on your career, the challenges you faced, how we can also be better, and most importantly, for all of us to remember there's always another way. Just keep swimming like Bunmi, like Dory. You'll be okay. It's not the end of it. If things don't go right, there's always different ways. Reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Don't just stick to the same process. And I think another thing I learned from you, Bunmi, is the importance of getting a mentor.
Yeah.
Getting somebody who's ahead of you in your career to guide you, somebody who can just speak to, pick up the phone and say, listen, I'm feeling confused about A, B, and C. What do you reckon I should do? And then if in doubt, if things don't work out, just keep swimming, choose a direction, but keep going. Thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye.